Alright, Season 8, Illaoi, tearing it up. The runes I'm using are in the bottom right. I'm basically doing some of what most people already do with the kleptomancy, and I'm just adding a little bit of mana regen and CDR. Because that's my biggest problem so far I've noticed, is that I just can't keep up, trapping people, spamming, I just can't keep up with the damage output the way I need to. So what better way to do it than with that, mana ban to go nuts. This game was one of those games where I learned the importance of wave control. Oh boy. I'm not gonna say that I kicked ass, but I kicked ass. Oddly enough, I didn't get an S. I got an A plus. I don't even know how that works. I think honestly it's because I died maybe 2 times because I wasn't paying attention. When you're kicking ass and then you forget and then you go look off at some shit, sometimes you just get distracted. But anyway, if you're really not interested in all the beginning stuff, because it's kind of boring for the first 5 minutes or so, it's just me bullying Riven and pretty much keeping her at like 20 CS 10 minutes into the game. If you want to get straight to the action, jump to about 17 minutes or so. Later when I go and I review this, I'm gonna probably put a little timestamp in there for the moment you gotta jump to, and that's it. So let's get into this. Have fun. This is Klepto Season 8. Illaoi, the finger god is what I call this chick right here. So yeah, right now we just get that poke going, and one of the things you might not have noticed is Lee said, not Lee, but Master Yi said, I banned his champion and he was coming for me. So I figured I'm gonna just sit on this for a little bit, see what I could do. And oh boy, did that work in my favor, and I learned a lot in this game here. I was surprised at how easy it is to not only trap the wave and control it, but also deny my opponent's CS, especially when once they saw my damage, the fear kind of like got in them, and by then it was too late. See, we have a nice little exchange here. I pull his soul, ping him a bunch of times, get a couple kleptopox going. He probably could have won that fight if he had stayed in there. It would have been real close. My healing at this stage in the game is really nothing to worry about, especially since I'm not taking that healing tree in domination. So he probably could have stayed and won the fight, or if I was him, I wouldn't have tried to trade with Illaoi right next to a tentacle, but I definitely might have stayed in. He's only level 2, so he doesn't have any of his moves, so that was probably his fear, that he just don't have what it takes right at this moment to try to compete with me. However, now he starts to really get going, right? We're into level 4. I decide I am not pushing this lane. I'm just gonna hang out here. By now Lee should be pushing through his jungle. He tries to BM me, try to bait me into some dumb shit. I'm not going anywhere, and at this point I think they just kind of felt like, alright, he's not moving forward, we gotta come for him. Alright, here comes Lee. He gets me with his alpha strike, dodges that. I get out of there. Mission accomplished. Jungle is up top, wasting a bunch of time, giving my bottom lane and my middle all the free time and CS they need in the world. The funny thing about this game though is my bot and my middle fed their asses off. and somehow we came out of this one with a win. Some miracle how, right? Primarily because Illaoi, I don't think they realized the type of damage I was putting out and allowing them to score kills they had no hope of scoring. Later on, we have a couple team fights where my ultimate drops like 90% of the enemy's team's health like in 2 clicks. It's like magical. I don't know how to say it other than this shit is magical. You know, right at this point here, that's when I realized Riven, he is scared. He wants no part of whatever I got going on. He don't know how to fight me. He's just backing off. Alright, we hit that level 6, and now I'm not even worried about him anymore. Missed that cannon minion, which sucks. That extra 45 gold, that could have been, you know, the difference between getting an item or not getting an item. Now we got this kind of, we got our own little battle going on. No real anything, you know, to worry about. Damn minion screwed up what could have been like a raping of Riven's health. Alright, as things chug along here, this is where I really discovered kind of how to control the, you know, kind of the presence, the pressure in the game. My jungle kind of goes in a little hard and almost dies. I eat some cow shots just trying to figure out a way to kind of help him. But if you've noticed, my CS and Riven CS, the difference, oh man, this is what guaranteed kind of this game was going to go this way for Riven. The fact that, you know, well, that he just cancelled an auto there didn't help, but the fact that he's too scared to advance on me to kind of get his own CS, that wrapped it up. No, and then this point, you know, Riven being Riven gets out of there, ultimate down but no kill, you know, kind of disappointing, but hey, what you gonna do? And this is why I like this build. Not only do I have biscuit instead of the boots, like more, you know, instead of the other items that most people get, but I also have the sustain. You know, do the usual, get that black cleaver, get back in lane, and this is, you know, at this point, my teammates are trying to make a comeback, even though they're kind of dying at bottom lane. 3-for-3 trade. Even though Riven was near dead from the get-go, this is, you know, it's still looking decent. We got the Thresh pulling off some moves. You know, right now I'm trying to get some teleport to do something fancy, but my team really isn't having it. They've been kind of dropping the ball. They're now warding. You know, the map looks a mess. Walking back to lane because, you know, hey, no rush. Well, you know, I'll just sit here on this CS. No need to, you know, worry about that. And something that, you know, you hear a lot of YouTubers and a lot of, you know, high elo players talking about is letting the lane push to you so it's a little easier for your jungler to do his job. What I didn't realize, you know, a lot of times is that, you know, I always thought letting the lane push simply meant don't go killing them all fast, you know, just kill 1 or 2 at a time. But if you eat the damage, it lets, you see like how I was eating some of that damage there? It allows the lane to pile up a lot more, instead of the minions just all there fighting each other and you killing off 1 or 2 at a time. Just let them shoot you. As simple as that. They keep shooting me, instead of each other, it let them pile up a little bit, and then ta-da! All of a sudden, we got this nice 2 waves worth of folks pushing in under my tower, even though I'm the only one killing minions. He's been hiding in the back with no help for a minute now. He uses his teleport, he does what he needs to do to stay in the game. But at this point, look at this. He's pretty much out the game. I've got 74 CS, 10 minutes in. I think he was at like 30. No, it's something like 20 or so CS equals like a kill. So I've got like 3 kills on him. You know, and here comes that Master Yi, giving me some free klepto, you know, pox and free damage. And all I did to win this game, and you know, surprising, is simply I played defensive and I destroyed my lane. I mean, I've got no kills, I haven't roamed, nothing. I've simply played defensive and destroyed my game. And one of the things that I'm starting to realize, and that's, you know, really helping me climb, is that to play this game, you have to play this game like it's a single player. Don't try to help people out unless it's your interest. Don't go out there trying to be a hero. You only fight the battles that you for sure think you could win. So don't be going in 2, 3 verse 1. It sounds like real simple advice, but for whatever reason people don't do it. Push towers, poke, pay attention to the map. You don't even have to look at the map often, but just kind of look at it every once in a blue moon, just to make sure that you're not about to be jumped by someone that, you know, your teammate isn't begging for help and you're over here poking at the tower. You know what I mean? And you saw in the beginning, there's a couple of times where just by roaming in one direction, I could have, you know, saved someone's life. Oops, right here, that Riven got me, you know, in the perfect time. I dropped my my E earlier, and you know, at this point I thought maybe he pieced together that the trick to beating me is simply, when I miss, go in. But I don't think he got it. I don't think he ever got it. And it was very costly not figuring out, you know, what to do when I miss. So at this point, we in the game of, you know, cat and mouse. He doesn't want to get out from under his tower. I don't want to move from between these 2 tentacles, because that equals my safe zone. If you play Illaoi, this is your safe zone. The moment you have like an alley like this with 2 tentacles up, all you have to do is, when someone shows up, save all of your stuff until they're right next to you, use your E, pull their ghost, and then go nuts. Q, Q again, wait a minute, Q, and one more time. You know, the percent damage on the ghost combined. Yep, that time I was ready for him. See, that time I was ready for him, because, you know, this is what I'm talking about here. When you wanna kick some butt, this is how you do it. You simply wait. Wait for him to not pay attention, and then you go in on him. He knew that going at me was wrong, and he knew that he couldn't really face me, but the moment he saw his teammate, he figured, yo, this is my opportunity. Here's the thing about opportunities, it's a two-way street. You can, you know, that was my opportunity, and the last time he dodged my E doing his alpha strike, so this time I just waited a little bit. Hit him with the alpha strike, then I hit him with multiple attacks. It was a wrap. You know, there was nothing he could do. Run back to lane, really give it to him. At this point, you know, my CDR is growing. I'm able to, you know, Q spam, E spam, W spam, especially like there's no tomorrow. You know, now I'm 2-0. Master E probably don't want no part of me anymore. Riven's now scared. And, you know, I'm like 70 CS above him. It's not even a contest anymore. He's at 38 CS 15 minutes into the game because he's been sitting under a tower and he doesn't want to get hit with too many of these Q snaps. Even now, I could try to dive him. I got a level on him or two. I've got items where he's still trying to build one. However, why? Right? If you're trying to snowball, you're trying to win, you're trying to, you know, push that lead and kind of guarantee to win. Especially when your team is getting wiped out on all lanes here. Now this is interesting fight, right? I'm able to save his life, and I got that extra kill courtesy of the tentacles that were sitting around there waiting to slam. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get out, but they just gave me 2 more kills. I'm still at basically full health. This was disappointing. If I had pulled this right here, or if I had noticed the tower ahead of time, I would have just simply ran up, punched the tower, and killed that guy. Now at this point, the Yasuo has been kicking ass. He's 5-1. I missed this, which should have really been another death. A couple of tentacle slams, and that Yasuo rethinks that whole engagement. All why? Because I went back to my safety zone. Right next to those tentacles equal I don't die. Or if I die, you die too. Now this, you know, I think I should have probably stayed there. Might have been a little reckless of me, but I feel like that might have been a good opportunity to kind of catch somebody off guard. And look at the score, you know, it's 15-15. It looks like it's a pretty even game. What I didn't notice at the time is that it is not even in any sense. Bottom lane has been getting their ass kicked. Zaya's been just like blowing people away. And at this point, I'm over here watching a fight, trying to figure out, you know, how it's gonna play out, who's gonna get what item, who's gonna pick up, you know. We just killed the monster. I look back and fucking Zaya murders me while I'm standing still. No abilities used, just straight, you know, murders me. Doesn't even apologize or laugh at me, just straight murders me. All the while, that fight turns out in our favor. We get the baby Baron. 3 people died, and here we are, pushing down. You know, Zaya was definitely one of their best players. She was pushing down the tower. She was, you know, she's got the right idea. She's just ignoring the unnecessary shit, and she's just going for it. This is when I figured, yo, we not having none of that. I gotta get a little payback. The bottom lane definitely needs some help. They're about to take, you know, the second tower and top lane. So let's, you know, let's help this guy push this game out. You know, get super close so she can't dodge. Splat. You know, 3 tentacles plus me equal goodbye. I guess her, I think it was, she's like 7-1. She could probably just gun me down without, you know, even thinking about it. Now, could she have done that to the Triss? Probably. Drop that ultimate on her. The first set of tentacles, if it doesn't kill her, it puts her in a situation where she now needs to think about whether or not she wants to be in this fight. And it then heals me for a massive amount of damage, which makes the rest of the fight go in my favor. What you gonna do when the tentacle drops on you, you know what I mean? Now we're over here trying to push down these towers and trying to build up my money so I can get my third item. Because of the way how fed she was, I figured out, instead of trying to, oh, missed that badly. Instead of trying to face her and not have any boots, I figured I'd upgrade a little bit. And look at the damage to her health. After all that damage, Triss figures, hey, I need to go in, finish things up, and he does. Nice little follow-up. At this point, this is when I really noticed how powerful she was. Honestly, when I died the first time, I was like, oh, whatever. When I died the second time, I was like, okay, this chick is a problem. And she put out, like, what was it, 2100 damage really, really quickly. Before I could pop 3 spells, really. It was pull a soul, slam, jump slam. That's the only 3 things I was able to do before she was able to burn me down. And Triss had to finish the job off. That is nuts. Now you got Zach putting in some work. He gets credit somehow for the Luxol. Sure. And this is also another reason that I think we won this game, is that while Triss was like maybe 2-6 and got totally owned in lane, he didn't quit. He hung in there and he just stayed farming. So while the Zaya didn't like get smashed twice in her lane when I came down there, and then she decided to go meet up with some people and fight that way, Triss just stayed on his CS game. See, here's Zaya again, reaping Lux, while Ari drops the bomb. Now I gotta say, Ari was pretty bad. Oh, wind wall screwed me real good on that one. Oof, but then that ultimate, oof, the double as they tried to run. Could have got the triple if that wind wall didn't block my whole attack. Minions, where are you? My tentacle minions. That's the only real, I think, failing now is the ability to take towers. I can't take towers. Shit, you know, not quickly anyway. I'm no Yorick. I take a tower really slow. And I need, like, help. See, like, here, I'm over here trying to attack it. Lux is doing shit damage. At this point in the game, we're starting to really take charge. The team is starting to fall apart. I don't know if they were flaming, but like no one's in the lane they used to be. And I figure, fuck it. Their whole team comp is 80. 80, you know, support. 2 items, and now all of a sudden, I'm a boss. And you notice Triss still just farming, trying to get those items together. And this is the part that really surprised me. This team could have easily won. Alright, so we got a major team fight at 24 minutes. tentacles going off everywhere. I die, but the end result is I kicked ass. You know what I mean? I kicked some serious butt in that team fight. I mean, will anyone, acknowledge it? Probably not, because they weren't paying attention. They were too busy fighting. But the amount of damage that just came out of that one fight is crazy. Damage is nuts. There's no way that my team could have won that without those tentacles flopping everywhere. And the fact that I was able to be focused by 5 people, come out of the fight pretty okay, is amazing in itself. At this point, they're struggling to take Baron. I don't even know if I needed to teleport here. The last thing I wanted was to, have them fail or somebody else come in and snatch the kill. This is the beginning of the end after a pretty impressive game all in all. Looking for that CDR items. What else can I add on? I'm hoping next game they'll let me build, 3 items with all CDR. I want to see what that looks like damage wise. Maybe some armor pen items if there are any tanks. Oop. You messed up, son. That's where you realize you fucked up. Taking the turret for my team. Maybe not on purpose, but definitely doing it. Got the 2 kills without really being around those tentacles. They get me so many kills for unsuspected people who run away and just get nicked by one and don't realize the type of damage we're talking about. Oddly enough, you don't really find in solo queue people realize when you can end the game. But they did here. Popped a nice little ult. I see tons of people's health going poof. Allow my team to just vaporize the remainder of their team. Somehow you have Ari not able to finish this guy off. So we get 3 for 1. Great trade. Oh, well, maybe 2 since Lux died as well. This is, my first game in a series of games I'm going to play with Illaoi, and I just want to show kind of everyone out there the power of Illaoi. She is a monster. If you don't know, you really need to look into her. I think in lower elo, she's a monster, and she'll, if you want to climb, this is a champ maybe you should look into and see if you can master, because she will help you CS. Look at my CS. This wasn't even my best CS in game with her, but just my CS compared to my opponent, the ability that Illaoi has to kind of keep you CSing while at the same time denying your opponent. Like, he had to switch lanes to get any sort of farm. At this point in the game, dude I think was at like 50, 60 farm to my 192, and that was purely because of the way I was kind of hitting them in lane. The way I was kind of just letting the lane push to me, and I wasn't even giving anyone, him included, the opportunity to relieve and participate. Just hang back, let the the wave do its thing, and in a way proxy, sort of like Singe. You know, I'm on the other side of the wave, pushing them back. And right now I'm just really trying to farm so I can get one more item. It started with trying to get one item turned into 2 towers. Let's see what we got here. Good start to the game. Good end to the game. Taking down towers. My team is winning 3 versus 3s. Or should be winning 3 versus 3s. Oh, there you go. At this point, this game's pretty much over. It's been over for a while, but it's always good to kind of just give it a go. Oh, I missed repeated pulls, soul pulls, and repeated contacts with all of my abilities. Look at that. Oh, and Ari with a nice move. And there you have it, basically. Illaoi. Kicking butt, taking names, no regrets. Now the damage, that's what I can't wait to see. I don't know who to give it to. If I give it to Triss, well, for not tilting. After she got destroyed in lane, she still hung in there. E plus. I don't get how I got an E plus on that. I feel like I should have got more. Oh yeah. So that was the Illaoi game. Hope you enjoyed.